The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para-X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
The following program contains opinions expressed by the Dead Zone. If you find this broadcast offensive, lighten up, candy ass.
What?
Oh my gosh.
It's a radio show.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
Initialize sequence now.
We're now in the approach phase. Everything looking good. Control is good. 5, rocket copy. 3, 2.5, 2, 1. Engage.
Dead Zone WDZRDB Worldwide. Welcome to the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
August 2nd, Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show. Welcome back. If you were tuning in last week,
Oh my gosh.
I am so sorry. We had so many problems, but we've got that taken care of. Everything's going to be fine. Cross your fingers. Tonight's guest is Ktsie, Ktsie Duncan. She's an author, a producer. She has the Oddity Files and co-owner of Celebrity Photo Ops. Now that's pretty cool. We're going to check that out a little bit later on. But right now, this is League of Corruption, Something in the Water. And after that, we're going to come back with something brand new from Michelle. So stick around. What else are you going to do on a Sunday?
Hey, this is Michelle. Join me Sundays at 8 o'clock Eastern for paranormal news and events.
Hello, this is Christopher St. Booth, and you're listening to The Dead Zone.
Paranormal news.
Hello, this is Michelle with Paranormal News and Events. I have a story I want to share, or any news that I have found out. I wanted to share something from soultravelrules.com. This is called 35 Bad Spiritual Habits to Quit Today. Some of these are things that I'm currently working on, so I thought I'd share this with you guys. And if you're having any of these issues, any of these that you're trying to overcome, email me. Maybe we can help each other. My email is michelle.deadzone@gmail.com. That's michelle.deadzone@gmail.com. So 35 bad spiritual habits to quit today. Your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits, and your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. Number 1, stop pretending your problems don't exist. Face them. The longer you ignore them, the stronger they will get. Stop putting your life satisfaction in the hands of others. Stop pretending your mistakes never happened. Embrace them, learn from them, grow from them. They made you who you are. Stop telling yourself you can't do something before you've given it an honest effort. Stop neglecting the things that are important to you. Stop putting the needs of other people first. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Become your own best friend. I'll admit it, that's one that I have a hard time with. Stop trying to be just like someone else. Instead, create the best version of you. That's another one. I see qualities in people that I think, oh, that's so fun. That's a fun person. That person is adorable, or how smart they are. And I think, why can't I have that quality and that quality? And I forget about the qualities that I do have. I should be focusing on the things that I do well and do them better. Face your problems. The longer you ignore them, the stronger they will get. That is absolutely true. I've always felt that you have to face things head on. I believe that sitting down with them and talking about it in an open and honest and non-judgmental way and really listen to each other, I believe that will usually help you move on from that problem. Stop waiting for a time, a retirement, a graduation, a promotion when you can be happy. Instead, learn to find happiness in your current life. Stop spending time with people who bring you down. Get away from those toxic people, man. They can change your whole life in a way that you don't want it to go. Stop questioning your self-worth based on external forces. Your value comes from the inside. Stop working for someone else's dream. Set your own goals. Make them meaningful. Yes, I tell myself this all the time. Stop being jealous of others. Either go out and achieve those things for yourself, or embrace the life you do have. Stop believing that you can't change. You can. Stop minimizing other people's compliments and maximizing their criticisms. Flip this dynamic around. Yeah, I have to admit, that's a hard one for me. When someone gives me a compliment, I feel that they're just saying that, trying to be nice. They don't really mean it. I don't take compliments very well. I get really uncomfortable. Stop focusing on avoiding what you want. Instead, focus on going after what you do want. If you focus too much on what you don't want, guess what? That's what you get. You need to focus on the things that you do want. Stop being too afraid of making a mistake to take action. I have gotten over that one. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. Usually if you make a mistake, you learn from it and you can turn it around to your advantage. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You are not other people. You are you. Stop wasting energy worrying about things you cannot change. That's something I was always telling my mom when she was still alive. I did learn from that. I still do it once in a while. I'm only human. But I try not to worry about things that I can't control. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Oh, sorry, I just read that one. Stop believing that other people's opinions matter more than your own. Stop pretending you don't have time to do the things you love. You can make time for anything that you decide is important to you. Stop saving joy for special occasions. Stop beating yourself up over mistakes and imperfections. You're just a human being. Stop choosing the path of least. It doesn't align with your values. It isn't your way. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Sorry, they put that in bold, so I was reading it, but that was already one of them that I read. Stop blaming others for your misfortunes and unhappiness. So true, people. You can't blame someone else for what you've created. Stop letting your fear of failure keep you from chasing your dreams. Stop waiting for your circumstances to change. Take charge of your life. Stop taking time away from the people you love to spend with people that you only tolerate. Stop wasting energy on regret for a past mistake you cannot change. Look at that past mistake. This is something that I try to do every once in a while, something that's bothering me that I can't seem to get past. Okay, well, think about it. Why did I do that? That was a mistake, but why did I do it? What did I learn from that? And sometimes I haven't been able to figure out what I can learn from it many, many years later. Stop letting shame keep you from apologizing, admitting you've been hurt, or doing anything else that keeps you from healing and moving forward. Stop expecting perfection of yourself, your loved ones, and your co-workers. Stop feeling guilty about indulging in free time or other kinds of self-care. Stop keeping yourself busy for the sake of being busy. Yeah, that's me. I feel like busy work means that you've been productive. If you're not busy and productive, then you're wasting time, which is true in some instances. Don't get me wrong. I believe that procrastination is an enemy of ours. We shouldn't procrastinate. But just to do things that don't matter, just to be busy, that's a hard one for me. Stop rushing through life. Learn to savor it. Stop saying yes to things you would rather not do. Stop making your life more complicated than it needs to be. As Stephen King once wrote, a man who can't bear to share his habits is a man who needs to quit them. How many of the habits above do you engage in? How many would you admit to a friend, a stranger, yourself? If these habits are causing you shame or unhappiness, quit them today. You'll feel so much better when you do.
Your source for everything paranormal. Para X.
Now I do have a short story. This is from the courier.co.uk. This is from the archives. It is called The Naked Ghost Which Haunted Perthshire and the Farmer Who Took No Chances with It. For weeks, spooks had been putting the shivers up communities as far apart as Carmichael and Newtile. But when they tried their tricks with a farmer driving a carriage home from Blair Brewery one late November night, they met their match. A party of ghosts suddenly appeared at his side and then tore past him with alarming speed. The farmer coaxed his horse into a sprint and began to deal the specters a thrashing with his whip. He tanned their naked hides as he crashed on, and the ghouls scattered. Next day, however, an inquiry began into an attack on members of Blair Brewery Harriers who had been out training in white jerseys and pants. The East Perthshire hauntings made headlines at the time and warranted a police inquiry. The visitor from the nether regions first appeared in Long Forgan before fitting towards Meglai and Alith. In Meglai, I know I'm pronouncing these cities completely wrong. In Meglai, a young girl was said to have died of fright when she saw a ghoulish phosphorescent face as she drew her curtains. Footballers became sick with terror when the wraith reared up during a game, and 2 young girls had a terrifying encounter with it in Bridgend, Perth. They described it as a most horrible man with horns. Perthshire Chief Constable John McPherson said he was confident the hauntings were a hoax perpetrated by the son of a wealthy Dundee businessman, but still the panic continued. Nerves were frayed, and the castle reported the story of 2 unfortunate girls who went on a visit to Merthy Castle. They chanced upon a closed door and dared to turn the handle and open it. Immediately a strong and active skeleton clasped them in their bony arms. The girls could not fight it off and were only released when someone familiar with the castle arrived and operated a spring to loosen its grip. The girls were so traumatized they went into a state of hysteria, which lasted months. Now this story here is a folklore. It happened back in 1900. And again, this is from the archives. And I don't know, I've done a lot of ghost investigations. I've had a lot of weird experiences. Can't say that I've ever been able to whip a ghost with anything. I can't say that I've had them grab a hold of me and not be able to let go. That is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. But hey, it's a story, it's a folklore. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you guys have anything that you would like to share with me, again, my email is michelle.deadzone@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good one.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. The Naked Ghost. Wow, how cool was that?
Whatever.
One more track. One quick track. This one's Black Sky, and we'll be right back. Ktsie Duncan coming up next. Stick around.
Now. I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
I have been broken.
Okay, and now back to business.
If all radio stations in town were palm trees, we'd be the one with the biggest coconuts.
Now,
Here are the one, the only
Dead Zone.
How cool is that? What I tell you. Now, guess who's on the phone right now? Ktsie, K-I-T-S-I-E, Duncan. How are you?
I'm great, Lee. How are you? Thanks so much for having me.
I thank you so much for coming back on tonight. I had an incident yesterday that my foot decided it wanted to go a different direction than I did.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well, that's paranormal right there.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, well, again, thank you for coming on. You are a lead investigator of a paranormal team, right?
I am. We're called Oddity Files, and I'm one of the rare chicks that leads a paranormal team. But it was easy to do because one of our team members is my son, and the other one is a friend of the family since he was 12. So I just took the mommy role and went with it.
Well, that's cool. We've got one. Brandon is my son. He's 17 right now, and he's into it, kind of, but he gets bored with it. You know.
Yeah. My other two kids want nothing to do with it. I've taken them each on an investigation. They're like, nope, Mom, I'm good. Carter, I'm not sure how, he's into it, but he's not as into it as I am. He says, Mom, I'm just going with so I can spend time with you.
Oh, that's cool.
How sweet is that?
That is very nice. That's very cool. Yeah, you don't let my wife hear that. But you've got a TV show, The Oddity Files, and that's on Amazon Prime, and
it is. We've got 3 seasons.
3 seasons. Wow.
Yeah.
How do you guys do that?
It's a lot. I thank God I have a job where before the pandemic hit, I have a job where I work at the weekends, and the rest of my work is free. So,
okay, yeah.
And Carter and Clayton had the same job when we were filming these seasons, so it just worked out well. So our job included a lot of travel, so we could just investigate when we're in other parts of the state and or country and or world. We actually, Clayton and I investigated in Australia, which was really cool.
Very cool, yeah. How did that go? I want to hear more about that.
It was very neat. I made a friend for life, Pete Banks. She runs it's spelled Goal, but they say it jail. It was the Parramatta jail, right outside of Sydney, Australia. It was huge. I mean, just sprawling. It was amazing and very, very scary. Probably one of the places where I was terrified in a long time.
Okay, we'll get back to that. Did you get a lot of evidence?
We did. They were sneaky, as people in jails should be, and every time the cameras were off, things were happening. So we did get some great Wonderbox activity. We got some great, where you wear the headphones and you have the spirit box hooked up to that, and somebody's asking questions.
So, EVPs, yeah.
Yep, had a great session with that as well.
What was that you mentioned before? The EVP,
the Wonderbox.
Wonderbox. What is that?
So it's pretty much like an amp that you hook the spirit box into it, and the best part of it all is you can adjust white noise.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I use one of those myself, actually. It's got a reverb to it, and
that's the best part right there.
Yeah,
it makes it even creepier.
Right. It does. Actually, it does. So. You really don't mind SB7 or anything like that, right?
No, that is my jam. I don't know what connection I have to the world of the radio waves out there, but most of my mind-blowing evidence comes over via the SB7
or SB11.
Or even some of those apps. The apps you hook up to the speakers as well.
On your
where
phone,
it's pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah, your phone app, yeah.
I know what is pre-recorded on that because we've listened to them for hours upon hours upon hours.
Well, it's a database. It's a database.
I'm sorry?
It's a database, right? I mean, it just picks up, it goes through a random series of phrases, right? A database.
Phonetics, yeah. And
yes.
The one that's my favorite, it's called the Portal app. And it has pre-recorded voices. It's a female, a child, and a man. And everything that's said into it is put in reverse. So it sounds like, when back in the old days when we had record players, they're back. That's right. But when you play it backwards, it just didn't make any sense.
Right. Backwards masking, you mean?
Yeah. So, that's my jam. That's where I get the most evidence. Now, we've gotten crazy evidence with the, I'm terrible at names. I call it the Kinect. But you hook it up to the Kinect, and it's got a little tablet to it.
The little stick figure. Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to have one of those. I would love to play with one of those. I really would. But they're so expensive.
Sometimes you get nothing.
But they're so expensive.
But when you get stuff, it's like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, we've got a couple of friends that have offered to lend us theirs when we go on and investigate. But no, I'm not gonna take responsibility for that because things happen. But I would love to just try it out once or twice to see.
Yeah,
what happens.
It's really cool. And when I got it, I played around with it in my house just to see, if it picked up something that was kind of shaped like a human, if that would pick it, and it does. So I know what to expect when we're at these locations. And when there's mannequins, of course it's going to pick it up as a stick figure. But if there's nothing like that around you, and you have one on either side, and the people watching it watch both of those spirits jump into your body, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. You see that on TV, right? I mean, and and I know people hate me for saying this, but a lot of things you see on TV, I just don't buy. I mean.
Yeah, and it's hard, especially being an investigator yourself.
Yeah.
If you were there and you saw all the circumstances that worked around that one little clip that they keep replaying 3 times,
right?
And you witnessed it and you saw that it was real,
then
you would believe it,
right?
But you've got to trust the show, the investigators on the show. Like our show it's me and the boys. I edit everything. I don't put in anything on there that's not real,
right.
And I kind of hope that. Some of these investigators on the big networks out there do the same thing.
We'll pick up on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Not like someone named. Well, we won't go there. No, we won't. We won't do that.
I have a love-hate relationship with that man, and one day I love him, the next day I hate him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess you know what I'm talking about then.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And your podcast, same thing?
It is. Our podcast it's a paranormal podcast. It's me and my friend Nick. Clayton has since moved to California, so we brought in Nick on the podcast. Clayton used to actually co-host that with me as well.
Right.
But it's not your standard paranormal podcast. We get on.
We know that.
We joke. We have a good time. We get excited about some things, and then we're like, oh, that picture that was in this mirror.uk is crap. That.
Yeah.
And then we tell each other stories. So we pick a story, we write a story about whatever the topic is we want to discuss. Like this week, it went up today, actually, which is Friday, and I did a story on the witch talk drama, which is allegedly witches hexed the moon, and what people online are saying about it, and what the repercussions could be, and things like that. And then Nick did a story on, I can't remember what it's actually called, but it's sex with ghosts. It's something philia.
Yeah. Okay. You say witch. Are you talking about Wiccans, or are you talking about black witches?
So online witches are neither of those. This is about online witches.
Okay.
Yeah, social media witches.
Okay, well that means means they're. I better not go there anyway. So anyway, yes.
Listen to the podcast; it's interesting. There's a whole new movement. I don't know that they call themselves Wiccans, or they call it witch talk. It's #witch talk. So people are teaching each other how to do spells and things like that
on the internet.
I think it's just witches. Yeah,
on the internet. That's great.
It's scary.
Go to the bookstore and get it from the dollar bin, right?
Yeah.
Come on, that's ridiculous.
TikTok was not made to teach people how to become a witch.
No. Wow, I didn't know that. I mean, that's.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Wow.
And then we usually end each podcast with a listener story. So we just recently hit 100,000 downloads, and I'm so
wow.
excited about it.
That's very cool. Congratulations, yeah.
Thank you. We're really excited about it. And we have our listeners send in paranormal experiences they've been through themselves. And we read that out at the end of every show.
Now, do you screen those?
I'm sorry?
Do you screen those? I mean, like we do, like for investigations. I mean, you got to go through, their whole story before you waste your time with them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, our fans are not generally investigators. They're people who are into this kind of thing and just want to, have something to take their mind off of all the shit that's going on.
Yes, ma'am. I agree with you 100%. I hate it. I cannot stand it. It's so ridiculous, but what can you do? What can you do, right?
Yeah, and then pandemic came around, and I started a second podcast, which is all true crime female killers.
Oh.
And that's called Miss Murder.
Very cool. I didn't know that one either. I've got your story here, but I don't see that one. What I miss?
Yeah.
What I miss?
So, Miss Murder, and it's my friend Heather Rage and I, and she's in Texas, and I'm here. Thank God for the one bright side of this pandemic has been I've learned how to record Zoom podcasts. And
right.
It's been amazing.
Right.
So we get on every week and we kind of talk. We just kind of fill each other in on what's going on, and then we each tell a story similar to Oddity Files, but it's about a specific female killer. So we only cover female killers in our stories.
Okay.
And then we end it with those stupid crimes like, a Florida man did this.
Yeah. Just
to kind of lighten the mood so we're not all doom and gloom about women killing people.
Yeah. Well, it happens.
It does. Way more often than I ever thought.
Well, for good reason in most cases, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
But yeah, and then my friend KJ and I are about to start a podcast network. So,
Another one. Are you kidding me? You just keep going.
Yeah, it's what I do. I can't sit still.
Wow. Very cool. Well, maybe someday you can have us on. That'd be cool.
Yes, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Okay, kind of nerdy girls?
Yep.
What's that about?
That's my friend KJ. So
okay.
We're just chicks that like nerdy stuff, like superheroes and video games. And whenever I'm on, I get to talk a little paranormal, so I bring that vibe in. But yeah, it's pretty much just a conversation of however many chicks can show up that day to record, and we talk about all the nerdy stuff. What's hot on Netflix, Sabrina, the teenage ones. The Adventures of Sabrina got canceled. Oh, is HBO going to pick it up? That kind of stuff.
Right. Oh, you mean the new one, not the old one with what's her name?
No, have you not watched the new one?
No, I haven't.
It's so dark and wonderful. I highly recommend it. The Amazing Adventures of Sabrina. It's on Netflix.
Okay. I don't get Netflix, so we live out in the sticks, so I get very little.
Me too.
Yeah.
Indiana rural life. It's wonderful.
Oh, that's right. You do live in Indiana, don't you? You're maybe an hour away from us, Bloomington.
Oh, really? Yeah. I wondered where you guys were out of. I saw the area code on your phone number. I'm like, that can't be too far.
No, we're kind of close. I mean, yeah. Maybe.
Have you ever been to Step Cemetery out here?
Step 100 Steps, yes. Yeah. You mean 100 Step Cemetery?
No, so in the Morgan Monroe County Forest, there's an old cemetery called Step Cemetery.
Okay.
And it's haunted by a lady in white, surprise. Okay. And
yeah.
I went one night and I'm like, oh, this is all folklore. This is what the kids talk about in high school. But I did like a mini investigation there one night because you got to be out there by 11. It's state property.
Yeah, right.
And
right.
we got some weird vibes going on and some excellent spirit box communication.
Now, see, the last thing I heard was, it's been a while, that it's illegal to be in a cemetery at night now. I mean, even 100 Steps put a gate up a while back.
You just walk past it.
You can go through it. You can go through it. Okay.
Yeah. So you park right outside it. You walk down the trail. But no, you can. I actually checked with the Morgan Monroe County Forest, and they said you just got to be out of there by 11.
Okay. All right. Well. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that either. Well, maybe
so when
we'll
it
try
comes
that
fall
out.
and the sun goes down a little earlier, it'd be perfect.
Yes, it would.
Now, there will be people walking through once in a while, and you might scare the shit out of them.
Well, that happens, especially now because this, Halloween's coming up really, really quick, and
so fast.
There's going to be nothing to do, so there's going to be a lot of people looking for a good scare.
Yeah, so you got to go in August. We've just decided.
Yeah. I mean, good gosh. Yeah. Wow. Well, very cool, man. Man, you got so much going on. I just want to, let me go way back to the beginning. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you, I know you already said that your favorite piece of equipment was roughly the SB7, that kind of spirit box, right?
Yes.
What was before that? Have you ever used anything else, like even as simple as like we do, Michelle does, divining rods?
Those are my second favorite.
You do like those? Okay. Well,
Love
man,
that.
I wish she was here tonight. You guys would get along so well.
Yeah. And, people will come back and say, oh, you're controlling those. You're not.
No, you're not. No. I've tried them, and I can't. It does nothing for me.
Like, sometimes I'll get, like, a weird twitch in my hand while I'm holding them because I'm trying so hard to hold them still. But I'll say out loud, that was my hand.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Right.
But no, they're amazing. And I was trying to explain them to somebody the other day, and it's just so hard to explain.
Right. I mean, Michelle's tried to get me to use it. I've tried it, and I just can't do it. I mean, I shake anyway. I'm older than dirt, but she can make it work. I mean, it actually does work. I mean, I've hid things around the house, and she's found them.
Yeah. Now, does your team have, like, this particular piece of equipment works better for this person?
Yes.
And this Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Too. Yes. Michelle, the K2, I know everybody hates it, but that thing will respond to her. If it's in her hand, it will respond. If I take it, nothing. If anyone else takes it, nothing.
Yeah.
And it just blows up with her. And there's no cell phone in her pocket, nothing like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I haven't had luck with a K2 in a hot minute. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'll be in a location and they'll just go off.
Yeah.
And then, like, you can count to 10 and then it'll go off again. So I don't know if that's like radio waves.
Is that a dead battery, maybe? A dead battery?
No,
a battery dying?
I don't think so. Yeah. No. Another thing I have zero luck with is the REM pod.
I don't really put any stock in those either. I mean, it's a good idea. It's a great idea. I mean, but you can go to a dollar store and buy what am I thinking of here? A motion detector.
Yeah.
And just put that down and walk away.
Yeah. No, absolutely. One location we were at, we had the REM pod and the motion detectors, and the motion detectors were going off, but the REM pod was not.
Right.
So it's hit or miss.
Well, yeah. Once again, like we were talking about. I mean, it's become an industry now. It's like it's buy my stuff.
Right.
I don't want to talk bad about anybody because I love the toys too.
Oh, I do too. If Go South lists something new, I'm like, I gotta have.
I gotta try it out. Yeah, I gotta try it out.
Exactly. No, I think we're all that way, and I like the fact, because I'm such a tech nerd when it comes to this, but I'm only a tech nerd for the things that work, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, I just like to try the new stuff and see if it works. Like this Wonder Box, it was made by the guy everybody hates, and I'm not even going to mention his name. All right,
okay. Yeah, yeah.
But he made a damn good box, and that box, he said, build a relationship. I know this sounds silly and ridiculous and whack jobbish, but build a relationship with your spirit box and this amp. And this amp is covered in crystals, which I'm that whack job that believes in all the crystals too.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
And I'm dropping an F-bomb here, but it fucking works.
Is there a copper involved at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And crystal.
Yeah. He's got obsidian on there. He's got amethyst on there, and he's got the copper all over these. It's amazing. I'll send you a picture of it.
A nice coil around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it works, and it's got this battery pack. It's like the size of a VHS tape,
Yeah.
Maybe a little smaller.
Yeah.
But maybe Betamax, if nobody's going to know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But
they probably know. You're right. They won't. Yeah. A Betamax.
But it's filled with electricity that's feeding this box. And I honestly think that lends to the amazing responses I get off of that thing. I've had full-on conversations with spirits on that thing. And that is why it's my... I'm sorry. I'm just... Blah, blah, blah.
No, go right ahead. You're fine.
That's why it's my jam. I mean, I've had my name said to me. So Ktsie is a nickname. Yeah. In every investigation, I introduce my name as Ktsie. We're at Waverly Hills, and I go,
love that place. Yes, okay.
Yeah, I said, this is Clayton, this is Carter, and I'm Ktsie. And he goes, no, you're not. And I go, oh, really? Well, then what's my name? And it said Christina.
Oh.
And I was like, holy shit.
You get busted out, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's legit communication. And it was, Waverly, they leave you there. There were 6 of us there.
Well, depends on what tour you do, yeah.
Yeah, well, we had the place to ourselves the entire night.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of money, but well worth it.
Yeah, it's a lot. Oh, yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do you know, by the way, have they got the hotel rooms completed or not?
We were there last summer, and they were not completed yet.
Dang,
but they're still doing all the like interior work before they put walls up, it seems.
Right. That's been a long time, man. I mean, we were there, 3-4 years ago, and that was going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
So hopefully they'll get it finished, and I think it'd be a really neat experience.
It will be really nice, and it will be really expensive, too.
Oh, I'm sure. But it's Waverly.
Yeah. With what's going on now, who knows when. Anyway.
Yeah. And then I'm going to tell you one more experience. The Waverly and this next one I'm going to tell you are all season 3 on Amazon Prime. Just search Oddity Files.
Oddity Files, yeah.
We did Bobby Matthews. And I don't believe in demons. So
I don't either.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Good for you. I like you already.
Yeah.
They got much bigger fish to fry than a honky-tonk in Kentucky.
Right.
Anywho. I had a full-on conversation the entire night. I actually saw her and caught her on camera with a spirit named Abby.
Okay.
She, in her way, again, I'm a whack job. I never get visions. I don't call myself a psychic medium, but sometimes I have memories that aren't mine flash in front of my head on investigations.
Okay.
And I went with it. And I asked her if she was raped in the men's bathroom, and she said yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she continued to talk to me the entire night. She specifically said she was raped, and then she said she killed the guy.
Oh, well, good for her. Good for her, yeah. All right, yeah.
So, and then she followed me home. So,
Oh, and she's still there? Is she
with
still
female
there?
spirits, I make this really amazing connection with them.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I followed her home until we were on another investigation, and the spirits there told me I brought somebody with me and told me who it was. And yeah, this is my investigative life.
All right. But is she still there with you?
Yes, yeah, she is, and a 15-year-old girl named Abby from Culbertson Mansion. No, Anna. Abby's the other one.
Okay.
From Culbertson Mansion down in southern Indiana.
Okay.
But that was another one where I made a full-on connection with her. She spoke to me the entire night we were there, and I accidentally told her to follow us downstairs because she told me she was scared by the Wonder Box upstairs. I said, "No, just follow us downstairs." And then I forgot to do my thing where I said, "You're not allowed to follow me home."
All right. Yeah, that's one thing Michelle does before we go into a place, and when we leave. She gives us a good cleansing or whatever.
Yes, and we did not at that location, but I did at Bobby Mackey's. So I'm not sure what loophole Abby found.
Yeah.
But I understand why she doesn't want to be there anymore. So I'm okay with it.
Well, no kidding. Yeah, I mean, but the original story, nothing, right?
Nothing, absolutely.
The murder with the poor lady and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, and they pretty much say that that's been debunked when you go there now.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either. Oh my God, I need to get out of here.
But I don't know if you watched like the Ghost Adventures way back when.
Way back when I used to, and that's I used to. But
it's entertainment value for me now.
Yeah,
but we got Carl's voice.
Oh, okay.
And he said, "Let me talk to him." And I didn't think about it even while I was editing it until I turned on something on the Travel Channel because it's on 24/7 in my house.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't a Ghost Adventures, but it was an interview with Carl.
Okay.
And I was like, "Holy shit, that was Carl's voice."
That sounded like him, right? Yeah. Okay.
Just even the cadence and the southern twang, and it was beautiful. So, but then a big bad somebody else told him no, he couldn't talk to us, and we didn't hear from the rest of the night. But I got to know that he's there. So.
All right. What kind of stock do you take in? Well, how do you feel about the episode that those boys went down there and, let's just say, the first one, the one I really liked was just ran out of the bathroom.
Yeah, that bathroom is creepy.
Okay, but you don't do that.
No.
You don't do that unless you're doing it for TV.
No. When I saw the spirit at Bobby Mackey's, I got flustered. And I started talking really loud, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But I didn't run away.
You got nervous, but you didn't lose
exactly.
It, right? Yeah.
It was. I was more excited to see it,
absolutely,
than anything else.
Yes.
And I got flustered, and then I did apologize to the spirit later. I said, "I'm so sorry. I'm just so excited to meet you."
Absolutely. Yes.
And then she spoke to me the rest of the day. So
very cool.
Yeah, it's just how you treat the spirits is my motto. I don't think it's scary. I don't think that these ghosts are out to scare anybody. I think they're learning how to communicate with us, and not every spirit has it down pat yet. Sometimes if you get a screaming EVP, it's just them learning how to use that form of communication.
What I've always thought, and what we do when we do our 101, just the basic tools, you don't need all that big money stuff to do this, is, they were people just like you. And in death, they're the same person. They have the same attitude, the same personality that they did before they died. So you got to learn how to deal with that, right?
Exactly. And my saying from the beginning of this was, if somebody's an asshole in life,
they're an asshole in
death.
Absolutely.
And people assume they're demons.
They're just jackasses. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I know a lot of assholes. And I don't want to meet them in a dark, empty room sitting there all by myself. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of have a different take on the whole... I'm sure it's why I don't have a show on Travel Channel, is because I don't think it's scary.
It's not.
I really don't.
It isn't.
Now, when I was a kid, I was terrified. Not going to lie.
Well, all kids were, right?
Yeah.
My kid, not my kid, but my two younger brothers, I'm going to date myself right now. Way back in the day, in my room, my room was upholstered with Kiss posters.
Oh, right? Sweet.
Oh, yeah. And there was one song, it was a, Gene Simmons solo album, Radioactive. When I played that, the beginning of that had him laughing, right? Yeah. And my little brother was scared to death. When he walked in my room, he heard that, and he would never come back in the room again.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I don't know where that was. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
Yeah, but kids are just scared of everything.
Yeah.
Now, did I have paranormal experiences when I was a little kid like everybody else? No. I brought out a Ouija board, then it started to happen. You know, how it goes, because I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't doing it right, blah, 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 blah.
Even Michelle will not allow, we used to, back in the day, we had, before she met me even, I had Ouija boards, and we had Ouija boards at one point, and we used to play with those and go out and just be silly. But anymore, she's like, she won't, no.
Yeah. I feel about Ouija boards now that I know how to use them.
Yeah.
They're no different than a K2. They're no different than any other form of
That's what I keep saying. I keep trying to say that. I keep saying, it's a game. It's a game. It's a little toy. It's not it's not the game, it's the person that's using it.
Right.
I can't even talk now. The person that is using it, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And but Clayton on my team has a point as well, because he won't let me use them either. He says, you know what? But they're actually using your body to move that planchette to communicate. And I said, okay, I get that. It still doesn't scare me away from them, but I get your thoughts and feelings on it.
Right.
I don't think it's a religion thing. I don't bring religion into my investigations at all. At all.
Nope.
But I just think it's a way to communicate, and if you respect them, they'll respect you.
Right. But
just like we said.
But and again though, they are in death the same person they were in life. So you're gonna have some conflict. If they think they can scare you, they will.
Exactly. Yeah. And if somebody's going in a little heebie-jeebied, a little scared, they're going to want to scare you more because they're going to want to steal that energy from you.
Yeah, and they're going to love it. They're going to think it's great.
Exactly. And if you're laughing, having a good time, they're going to want that energy too. They just want energy.
Right.
So, and that's how we investigate, is we laugh, we have a good time, we're snarky as hell.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I don't want to go to these places because it's, hours and hours and sit there and go, oh my God, I'm so scared. Oh my God, I'm so scared. You're not going to get any evidence that way.
Right. Well, Michelle, when the times we go, sometimes we get bored, like you just mentioned. We're sitting around for hours and hours. Mm-hmm. Then Dustin and I know it's not a good thing to do, we will start to provoke.
Yeah.
And Michelle hates that. She gets mad when we do that, but every now and again, it'll get a response.
Right. And my being super polite to the ghost gets me a response. But that's what gets you a response. And I don't hold that against you in any way, shape, or form.
Right. But it's not in a bad way. It's like, we've been here forever. Will you just please? Are you scared of us? Why don't you just acknowledge the fact that we're here?
And sometimes I think they are scared of us. I really, truly do. And I have empathy for that. So that's why I'm like super polite. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm a mom. You're a little kid. Let's talk. Let's hang out.
That's Michelle right there. I'm telling you, man.
And it's not that I'm scared. It's just what works for me. Because I've done the full-on provoking. I've been to places where they say, no, to get activity here, you need to provoke. So I have.
Yeah.
There was a place in Kentucky, and I'm like, you know what? You're Mr. Big and Bad. Get over here. Let's have it out. You hate women?
Right.
Throw me across this room like you say you do.
Right.
So he comes up over the Wonder Box and says, I like you. You're pretty. I said, okay, let's sit down and talk.
Okay.
So, and we did. We found out he's pissed at women because his wife left him for another man, and just amazing stuff like that. So, but whatever works.
People being people, right?
Yep, exactly.
There you go. All right. Well, we're going to run out of time here really quick. Man, will you come back on?
I would love to.
I hope you will. Okay, so number one, Oddity Files on Amazon Prime. What's the website?
It's oddityfiles.com. It's due for an update. Also, Oddity Files on all the podcast apps, wherever you get your podcasts.
Right.
And we have a Facebook page, which is just Oddity Files. We have Twitter and Instagram, which is at Oddity Files. So you search for Oddity Files, you're going to find us.
You're going to find you, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay. And Get Scared podcast, that's the same thing, right?
It is. It's on hiatus right now. When we launched this new Just When I Needed network, it's coming back. I read creepy short stories written by independent authors, and it's a good time. So I'm going to release it in mid-September-ish, just in time for spooky season. I think it'll be good. That's
going to be very cool, yeah. Man, I got to be part of your network.
Yes.
All right.
I'll talk to KJ. We'll see what we can do.
All right, okay. And one more thing. The Kind of Nerdy Girls, you still do that, right?
Yep. I'm not a regular on that one just because I have so much on my plate already.
Yeah.
But that's my girlfriend KJ that we're starting this network with.
Right.
That is Kind of Nerdy Girls with KJ. Well, you're from Indiana. She used to be on the Smiley radio show back in the day.
I'm kind of from Indiana. I'm really from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I'm a Southern hillbilly, so yeah.
Oh, Southern hillbillies are cool too.
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago, and now I live in Southern Indiana. It feels like a completely different planet.
Oh yeah,
but I love it.
Yeah, it does. I understand that. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Is there any other? Have I missed anything? I mean, there's so much I know I have. I mean, Oddity Files, the Get Scared podcast, the Nerdy Girls, Miss Murder. Okay.
Yep, that's the true crime podcast. And yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm at Ktsie Duncan on Instagram and Twitter. I have a public page because my private page is full, but they're both just Ktsie Duncan on Facebook as well.
Okay.
And that's about it. Watch, see what's going on, keep up with all the stuff and all the things. And if you're into the paranormal, please check out our show on Amazon Prime. It's free to Prime members. And the episodes are like $1.50 or something if you're looking for something different to watch. I highly recommend that Bobby Mackey's episode.
Oh, man.
So there you go.
I'm going to watch that one myself.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay.
My favorite.
All right. Well, thank you, Ktsie.
Thank you so much. This was fun. I'd love to be on again.
I hope you will, and I appreciate you coming back tonight instead of tomorrow.
Oh, no worries. All shit happens.
I know, right? Okay. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you've enjoyed this episode, share it with your friends.
This is the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Thanks for listening.